Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All Things Middle-earth here with episode 2 from our server. I can't remember what server number it is, so it's going to be in the title. But episode 2, it's been a long time, not a long time, but it's been a little while since episode 1. Episode 1 was the start of my season and me like kind of jumping back in for the first time in around 6 months. Obviously, most of the map has been occupied, lots of fighting going on, which we'll talk about a little bit. I will preface this entire video by saying I've been very busy for the holidays. Work has been busier because of the holidays, and so I'm behind further than I want to be, but I'm just still sticking with it as much as I can. B, I'm not involved in anything like internally going on with the game, so I won't have answers or anything for things that might be related to diplomacy or why'd you guys do this or why this team do this. I truthfully am just kind of along for the ride, so hopefully that makes sense. But I wanted to at least get in. I want to look at some of the reports I've gotten. I've honestly not loved a lot of them. With that, going to talk today about making some gear changes potentially on one commander specifically, which I think I'm probably going to do and at least plan out in this video. And yeah, we'll kind of see how long that takes, but at least wanted to get something out there to say Happy New Year. Hope everyone's doing well, but kind of do a quick update and go from there. So let's go ahead and roll the intro and then get started with the season update episode 2. Now, typically, I start my videos talking about my top-up link, which you can usually use to support the channel. I just posted a video before this one. I'll link in the top right. Right now, long story short, top-up links are paused in January. NetEase has paused them. You can watch that video if you want to hear a little bit more. It's all sort of speculation anyway, but I just want people to be aware of what's going on. I'm not under any obligation to not share things or say things a certain way. So, as is usually the case, I try and be very just blunt and transparent about how I feel about things. So, all that to say, check that video out if you want to learn more about what's going on. But right now, there are no top-up links that are, top-up links that are used in January are not going to support any of your favorite content creators. So just throwing that out there. So right now, we're just doing this, again, because we want to do it. But if you were doing that before, just kind of check that out maybe before you jump in and do anything crazy. So that is that. But now that we're actually in season or done with the intro, whatever you call it, I wanted to look back through. We have been fighting Arnor, this team called Bear, really, really strong. And again, like I said, I don't know a lot of stuff that's been going on, so I apologize if I'm, not updated on everything going on. But mostly this is the team we've been fighting. Seen some really, really strong commanders, really good levels. I feel like I have lost a lot of fights. I'm actually going to filter by PvP and kind of look through the different fights that I've had, which then will, I'll talk through my plan to kind of change some gear to see if that helps a little bit on one commander specifically. All right, so here are some recent ones. This was actually today. This one I was happy with in terms of the level difference. I'm running Great Beasts on Sauron. Again, we have like the unit defense gear on him with Bow Knights. Usually I'd run Trolls, but I happen to be making some of these guys, so I was like, why not use them? Here, I feel like my Dane actually put out a good amount of damage, good amount of tanking here, and it was a draw, but I was pretty happy with this because they mostly do not look like this. This is probably a better case where I was like, oh, I was out leveled, and I did okay. Also, I'm wondering if did I kill his Gandalf or his Gandalf already? I think I took his Gandalf out. For a second, I thought his Gandalf was dead to start, and I was like, oh, that was probably why. But no, I think I took his Gandalf out. But this was the most recent one, which I was happy with. But a lot of the other ones, this one I got completely wiped. Again, pretty big level difference, as you can see, not putting a lot of damage out. I'm running the 1 damage commander, kind of trying Gill in the main lineup, trying to get some more unit damage out there as well. Hitting a lot of kind of closer to traditional meta lineups with 2 damage commanders. So here, this Levitating Bear, again, very, very good stuff. You can see very good gear across the board. Can I show? I know you can see your own gear and like that special whatever. I don't think I can show it. Hold on, how do I do that? I was wondering if I can see other people's lineups like this, because I feel like you could quickly look and be like, okay, here's the gear, here's the respect. I think I can just do this with my own army. So scratch that, but back to the reports here to look through a few more. So again, yeah, got kind of spanked here. Z5 Dane, Z5 Beorn, very solid gear on those guys. Here's another one, Tom Bombardil, kind of like the bear name, bear themed names. Again, just freaking destroyed. These ones make sense to me, at least. I'm hitting these guys that are all Zenith, it looks like. good gear. So I'm not surprised. But then there have been some where I feel like I should have done better. This one was okay. It was a draw 7,200 supply to my 67. Okay, we drew out pretty evenly, and then he reinforced and got me. So it's like that I can accept. But there, I've definitely hit some that didn't make sense to me outside of level difference. Here's another. This is a Zenith Dane. But then I think this was one, like, the other guys didn't seem too crazy. Even like the Sauron gear, not full strengthened. Gimli, again, it's good gear, don't get me wrong. And I don't know if that's just the extra damage commanders coming out, but that was one, you know, levels, the better Dane. I know RNG always plays a role as well, but that one, I got wrecked. This is obviously a cleanup hit, so I'm not going to show that one. This is another guy. This one really impressed me. I don't know how much of this is the Arnor tier 4 at play. I just love seeing non-meta commanders doing well. So Boromir here with the Arnor tier 4. The respect 13 Boromir. Some nice gear for sure. You've got the Zenith Gimli Z1. Again, classic gear here. So you know, don't see this and think it's not good. You got some good 2.0 gear, and then classic gear, getting some really good commander attack for Gimli, and then your typical Sauron and Gandalf here. So lots of that stuff. And again, we're just using this main lineup for right now. Here's another one where I just got destroyed, like not even close. Again, there's a supply difference, there's a level difference that is playing in, but this is like disgusting. Also, again, lots of Zenith, like fully strengthened, fully refined. So maybe, I don't know if I should feel as bad as I do, but I'm not happy with that. Side note, we are leveling in almost 40 across the board with our second lineup. Scrolls have been nice. Just takes time working a full-time job. Those of you that get it, get it. But this is kind of the second lineup that we're working on. So that's a little bit of like, okay, this is how it's been going. Again, we're fighting currently in this area, moving into Brunnen Vale, Region area, it looks like. So we've been fighting over here, and you can just see lots of different flags throughout the map. Looks like Erebor and Mordor are fighting. We are fighting Arnor. Looks like Gondor and Angmar are fighting. A little bit of Arnor in there as well. And then Gondor and Lindon. But lots of like dark red markers, which is great. Hey, if you're in the server and want to comment more details of like a TLDR, like this is who's fighting. It just has been that busy, and I haven't been able to get super involved. But I get on, I find where my team is, and I try and reinforce when I can. Did some more cleaning when I was able to as well, which is kind of like I can do that more passively. As you can see up here, we were cleaning, and I like made forts all the way across. That was a little bit easier for me because I didn't have to like be on and fighting people. So anyway, that's a little bit of that. So here's what I'm thinking as far as gear changes go, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. I always try and post these and then make my final decision because you guys usually have great feedback. So as you guys know, damage commander gear on Dane, fully refined black bow. I think this is really good. Accessory, nothing else is going to beat this. I know it's only 2 times refined. It is what it is. Otherwise, we've got good commander attack, so very good there. We then have Gandalf with very high focus gear for White Council. A little bit of initiative on the Call of the Forest. I don't think it's bad. Again, we could look at switching to a Grey Wizard hat if we think 30 more focus is going to make a big difference, which is just going to help White Council. Let me know if you guys, think. To my understanding, initiative is no longer very relevant because Sauron does not activate in the pre-battle phase anymore. However, I still know that Sauron is, he does have madness, and so being quicker can still help you. But let me know if you guys think 30 focus is relevant or not for my Gandalf. But again, very standard. He's just here to do White Council and White Rider, so that's good there. We then have Sauron with pretty much high unit defense gear across the board. Again, some initiative as well. This has pretty good unit defense, but it's not the highest unit defense piece. And same with the Maras range. Pretty good unit defense. We do get command on both those pieces, so I think they were a good middle ground. Obviously, we could look at some other pieces. I want to say, I think it was the Dragon Tooth necklace that has more helmet-wise. I'll have to double check my notes. I think it's the Casket Submerged Owl. So curious if you guys think pushing higher unit defense just across the board is more important, or if you like the balance here. So Gandalf, focus, let me know. Sauron, unit defense, let me know. Then we look at Gill, who we are also running unit defense on. And this, I believe, is just across the board the best, highest unit defense pieces that Gill can wear. However, and I did get one comment about this, and so I think, I don't know. I don't know. My thought is that I feel like it's a bit redundant that I'm running unit defense gear on both Gill and Sauron, because I'm running a taunting troop like Great Beast, or like I'll run trolls on Sauron is what I've been doing. It could be either one, but it seems redundant to me that they both have unit defense gear. Whereas the other option is I could put unit attack gear on Gill, the just highest unit attack gear, and have him deal more damage with his troops. Again, we're running High King, which is going to increase attack for everyone. But we could boost the unit attack for his formation, having his troops, his bow knights, deal out more damage. And that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. Is his troops dealing more damage going to make a big... I don't think it's going to be a make or break thing, don't get me wrong. But it just seems redundant right now to me. So do I go for unit attack on Gill to get his bow knights doing more damage? Is just having another commander being a little bit more survivable worth it? You know, it's not, I know it's not hurting anything, but, you know, is it fine? The other option is, do I consider a second damage commander? I know that was kind of the meta before. I'd heard the Gill thing we're playing in Lotr. It was just kind of a fun, let's try it. Would it make more sense to run a probably Sistaro, because I can have like really good focus gear on him. I don't have 2 sets of physical damage gear. So it ended up being like a Sistaro or a Skullhelm or a Witch King. Would that be a better plugin of just more damage going out? So it's either leave Gill alone at unit defense, go unit attack for Gill, or replace Gill, which I do think hurts the lineup because Gill's giving evade to all the elves. So I like Gill in this lineup, but the option of replacing him is technically there as well. The other nice thing about getting unit attack gear on Gill is when we get Witch King leveled up and out there a little bit more, he could more easily share gear with Gill, because we are going to be running some evil troops and trying a little bit more of a troop damage build with Witch King, which I know would be better with like Isengard tier 4, but we're just going to try and have some fun with it. So technically Gill and Witch King share gear, Sauron and Undying share gear, Dane and Shadow share gear, and then Gandalf the White and Sistaro technically are close enough. Those all mesh a little better in my mind, which then allows me to just focus on refinement, make sure command's high, commander damage is high, all that good stuff. So that's my dilemma. That's my current situation. Again, I wish I had like a lot more to update on, or like a bigger showcase of reports. Like I said, it's just been busy, but I wanted to make this video to kind of show my potential gear thoughts, make those changes, and then get some more hits in. But hopefully do a little bit better as well to get some more levels quickly. But the scrolls, honestly, every day are helping. You get a lot more purple scrolls than before. So I'm farming those up. And again, I'm hoping to be just climbing, just having a good time, all that good stuff. So I'm in the middle of editing, and I meant to actually show the gear pieces I was considering to put on Gill, because I do have them pulled out already, because it's basically the same stuff. It is the same stuff I was going to put on Witch King. And that would be for highest unit attack. We'd be looking at the Gigantic Hammer as the highest unit attack piece. It also has command. We would be looking at the Ranger's Shroud. So far I've got Perseverance, then Warcry. And then for this, we'd be looking at, sorry, not the Ranger's Shroud. That's the Hunter's Guide. This is the Ranger's Shroud, the armor piece. This one has Perseverance, again, unit attack. And then last but not least, the Carved Dragon Tooth Necklace is the highest. The max, it looks like, is 27 unit attack and defense. I think it has mirrored of both, if I'm not mistaken. And then it's 24 for the Orthanc Devilry. And I think because I had more effect options, I was considering this more. So we have this one pulled out here. So basically we'd be looking at Warcry and Orthanc's Devilry. I think Warcry on this guy right here. No, that's Perseverance. Warcry here. So we'd have half a Warcry set on helmet and accessory. And then is this Perseverance as well? Yeah, this is Perseverance in the Ranger's Shroud. And this is Perseverance. We'd have a half and half set Perseverance and Warcry, which I don't feel like is bad. Highest unit attack across the board. We would basically end up, about to cough, excuse me. We would basically end up breaking down Gill's gear to strengthen up all of that gear. I know that I asked some questions in the video about potentially, like, do I just go hard unit defense and not use things like Call of the Forest or Maras Reigns on Sauron? Do I look at using things like Grey Wizard Hat only on Gandalf the White? I also have extra pieces out for like a focus damage set, which I do think I'm going to keep. But again, there could be slight shuffling to help me maximize the types of gear I'm using on my main set, commanders, army, whatever you call it. I have 5 hammers right now. I've got 4 right here, and then the one that expires this season right now. I also hopefully soon will be able to use the market to get another one. I've just been using the market, the merit store to get resources, as you can see. But if I save for a second, I guess these refresh every once in a while. So actually could potentially get some hammers throughout the season that way. And then there's also the battle pass, which I have not bought any of them yet. I'm cruising along at 27, which I know is not insane, but I got one so far here. That's that one I have right there. And then if I bought the second battle pass at 30, I get one. And I think there's one more. I was kind of counting through to see, like, oh, there's one more free one, another bought one there. There's like 3 more I could get, especially if I bought the basic whatever battle pass this is, the advanced pass. Yeah, I think it's the advanced pass. So I have options in terms of what gear I can break down. I think the goal is just to make sure the best gear is on my best army and just to go with it. If it translates well to where I have 2 really solid armies that I can just change gear on, send a few times, reinforce, that kind of stuff, that's probably ideal. Just with my, with my limited time when I can play, I want to be able to do a lot, if that makes sense. So I wanted to make sure I show those gear pieces and the options for Gill, because I was talking about them and saying, oh, I'll maybe look at it. Those are the actual options. Let me know what you guys think about those gear thoughts, because again, this is kind of my place to get advice, feedback, all that good stuff. And again, if you're in this server, I'd love you guys to comment and hear what you're thinking, because I am very much uninformed and unaware of like everything going on. Before I would lead the teams. I was involved in every diplomatic conversation, so I could really tell you for the most part what's going on. Here I am very much on the outside, and just I'm just a little worker bee buzzing around and being told, hey, go here and hit this, do this, clean this, which is what I'm doing. So I say that because I don't want any heat coming at me, because I'm just here. But also, if you have thoughts on the server, or what maybe you're fighting in Mordor and Erebor and you have thoughts on how that's going, let me know. I'd love to hear that. Again, what server number are we? S405111. Let me know what your thoughts are. But again, wanted to make this update since it's been a while. Hope you guys are having a good year. Like I mentioned at the beginning, the whole top-up link thing, I made a separate video, just at least trying to inform people. If you're, if you don't care and you want to keep spending, however, that's fine. Or maybe you don't spend at all. That's fine too. But as you know, I like to just try and keep everyone informed. So those are my thoughts, and love to hear what you guys think. So comment down below, and we'll be back hopefully a little bit sooner this time with another update. Maybe some more, here's what's happening, not diplomatically because I don't want to give stuff away, but maybe there'll be some more central ring plan fighting things, or just more reports that I can look over and talk through how my different armies are doing. So stay tuned for that stuff. More to come soon. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.